So, Casey, what do you want to do today?
Let's talk about our junk. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talking About Junk, the junkiest podcast on the interwebs. I am your host, the dork in charge, the DIC, KC, and with me is our frequent guest and my big hairy co-pilot, I guess, half the time.
Myles Dheep.
Yeah, we're back at it after about a 7-month absence. Sorry about that, guys.
That's it? Just 7 months? Oh.
So, yeah, 7 months. Shit, we started the first episode in March of last year. Did 10 episodes, and we got 300 lifetime downloads. Go figure.
That's it? 300?
300.
You're going to be hearing me say that a lot. That's it?
That's it?
That's it?
We're working on it, damn it.
18 inches in your ass? That's it?
Only a little bit there.
Oh, see, so that's it?
I am a size king. What the fuck, dude? Leave me alone. But yeah, talking about junk, the greatest podcast since dyed armpit hair, which
Oh, my
happens
God.
to be a thing.
Is it still a thing? I saw that on the internet, and I don't see any women on the streets with that. But,
Yet. Well, it's gonna be tank top season around here in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna, if they have it, they're gonna notice it.
I don't know to be disgust or in amazement when I see it.
Well, I mean, whatever floats their boat. I mean,
Dyed armpit hair.
I mean, everybody got bent out of shape about all sorts of different colored dyed hair, so it just seems like a natural extension. And pretty soon it's just gonna work its way down south.
Yes, and it's going to be dyed pubics.
But you know what? If the chick, I think of it as if they're willing to dye their armpit hair a certain color, they might be into some freaky shit. So I'm gonna call that a win. So I'll just make sure to cover up the armpits when you're going to town. That way, if it's too distracting.
Hey, some Hindus like drinking the sweat from the armpit hair. I saw it in the Kama Sutra.
Well, I imagine they don't have a lot of resources floating around there, so they got to work with what they got. the Hindu aphrodisiac, the armpit sweat.
Yeah, I wonder whatever made them think, oh man, that's so much of a turn on right there. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Not only is it sweat, it's sweat that's been soaking and sitting in an area that doesn't have much ventilation unless you have your hands up all the time.
Yeah, true. Well, I think like a lot of things in life, I mean, you always wonder, like, how did people discover potatoes? It's just trial and error and throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks or what stinks.
That is a good question. How did they discover potatoes? Because, they're like, oh, look at this rock. It's a little squishier than the others. Let's try to eat it.
Yeah.
So that means, like you said, trial and error. They're like, oh, look at this rock. It just came out of this horse's behind. It's squishy. Let's try to eat it.
Yes. People eating shit. I mean,
that's where the term eating shit and dying comes from.
Think about how much nasty crap there is in the world, like poison ivy, poison oak. Somebody had to fuck with that shit at one point.
Oh, yeah. Somebody had to wipe with it, too.
Like, I guess so swollen, so it's just like crazy.
I'm pretty sure they couldn't talk at all because they couldn't breathe because their throat was swollen up.
Just imagine a poor guy who wiped his ass with poison ivy the first time around. He's probably like, next time he goes to the bathroom, he's like, oh my God, this hurts so goddamn much.
This is worse than the hot Cheetos binge.
I don't think they had hot Cheetos back then.
Yeah, who knows? It could have been recent.
True.
Could have just been an idiot on bath salts.
Well, here's on the topic of food. Well, before we get into the podcast, I need to tell everybody that there have been some slight changes to the podcast. Most obviously is the name. Because apparently when I went to restart the podcast, the service I used to host it didn't realize that I was the guy who created Talking About Our Junk. So I couldn't take that name again. Go figure. So I just deleted our, and hey, that was freely available.
Yeah, so next time when we say Talking About Our Junk, we got to say brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Brought to you by Scar, yeah.
Because they're the one who's bought it out.
They bought it out.
Or Hardee's, whatever you prefer.
I like to see that thrown on the back of a fucking stock car at the Daytona 500. Sponsored by Talking About Our Junk.
That would be awesome.
Talking About Our Junk just took the pole position.
Talking About Junk.
Oh, yeah, Talking About Junk. Sorry.
God, you're messing up on your own fucking title.
We have to. It's the first podcast back, so we got to get back into the rhythm of things. the rhythm is going to get us eventually, and hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, from now on, it's talking about junk, which is kind of in a very serendipity kind of way. Works out because the Twitter handle was @talkingaboutjunk, and the email was talking about junk pod. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
so the hour was not even a part of it.
Yeah. Plus, when we say our, it always has to be something that's like our property. Now we can be talking about
Anything.
other people's penises. I mean, stuff.
Or junk.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Stuff, junk.
I mean, we might redo the opening at some point down the road, but I figure it still has talking, it has about in it, and it has junk in it, so it works. But yeah, so sorry about that, folks. I was planning a big rollout with the podcast. You know, I had like a 10-day countdown. I released episode 1 on day 1, and episode 2 and you know, so on and so forth. And by the time we got to 10, I really didn't have a good plan for what was after that. So 3 weeks down the road, here we are.
11's after 10. That's what's after 10.
Well, very
11.
true. Very true. But, I mean, what are you going to do? But I noticed, man, going back through all the old podcasts, we said and like and you know, all those filler words so many times. We could really realistically start our own junk pod drinking game because it was so bad.
God. Every time you say or have a pause when somebody's talking to you, that would just be just horrible. Or you know how I kind of like stutter and what's the word I'm looking for?
Stammer?
Stammer. Yeah. I'd be obliterated by like the first 10 minutes.
Oh man, I'm so bad. My problem, besides filler words, is my mind is so all over the place that sometimes I don't even complete a whole thought in my head before it comes out of my mouth. So I stumble over my speech quite a bit. Even just in daily life, it's such a pain in the ass.
Oh,
I mean, my better half's always like giving me that look like, come on, dude, get to the point, because you've just hit like 5 tangents, and one's obtuse and one's a parallelogram, and now I'm running onto another tangent.
One's a triangle and you're a square.
Yeah. I'm totally a square. That's why I'm the dork in charge.
Yeah. And I'm a circle. I'm a round.
Yeah, that's why you're fatty.
Yeah, that's why I'm in shape. Round's shape.
But, yeah, so anything interesting in the 7 months we've been off the air?
Well, geez, Trump was elected.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Trump was elected. That was something that went on as a joke, and everybody was like, he's not going to be elected. It's great. I don't have to vote. And then, like, a couple months down the line, they're like, oh, uh-oh. It's kind of a reality now.
Yeah. There's a lot of egg on people's faces at that point. And then everybody loses their shit and they're protesting. And I'm like, well, I didn't vote for either of those, so I'm just going to grab my popcorn and watch the show, because people are just losing their minds.
Oh, yeah. Well, the funny thing is like, you're going to have to accept him as your president. And that was the same thing with Obama. With the protests against Obama's, there was just regular protests, you know, with picket signs, you know, not real violence. But with the fucking Trump protests, there was violence. People were hitting each other. People were throwing shit.
Somebody lit somebody's hair on fire at a protest.
Yeah, it is just fucking ridiculous. Like, I get it. Trump kind of puts his foot in his mouth half the time. Okay, 80% of the time. But, you know, he will get better, just like Obama. You know, he got a little bit better. He did help us. And people don't understand that when a president comes into office, he has to try and fix all those other problems the presidents before him. Like, people forget that Bush totally screwed up our economy and our health care and this and that. And now people were demanding too much for Obama. And because they were demanding too much, they expected too much. So, because he didn't do enough, he was a shitty president.
I mean, the thing is,
I'm not saying that,
on
but
the
that's what
Joe
other
Rogan
people are saying.
podcast, he just said something interesting during the election. He was like, if Trump wins, we're really going to find out if somebody can actually go in there and do shit. Because he seems like the kind of...
What, anal?
Yeah. Trump has fucking Melania throw on a strap on and takes him and grabs the toupee right off, rips it off his head, and he's just The grabs her in the pussy then. Well, actually, grabs her in the strap-on because she's wearing the strap-on. But you can just imagine the fucked up shit that probably goes on in his thing. And then after he orgasms, he's like, "Oh man, I got a good real estate idea. I need to invest in Hostess." since Twinkies have the same color as my hair, perfect brand opportunity.
Yeah, and he just got filled.
And you guys, I got filled. That's nice. But yeah, so I mean, but that's the way this whole fucking crazy system works. Like, you can't be pissed because this is how the presidential game is played. Just because we ended up with the shit draw, we just got to roll with it.
Most of the time, in my opinion, I just think who's the better fucking speaker. That's why Obama won. He was a great fucking speaker, and that's why Trump won. He knew what to say to make people happy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I mean, look in the past. You've seen presidents who were elected who were actors before.
Yeah. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, and it's not the ideas that they have that put them through to the top. It's the words that people want to hear that put them to the top.
Oh yeah, it's an epic popularity contest.
Oh yeah, it's like high school all over again. The high school fucking prom queen and king, except it's just one.
Yeah, but the king has a really hot daughter. Even if her clothing line isn't selling shit anymore.
Did you see that her runway?
No.
Oh my god, I love the memes. One was like somebody needs to fire Ivana's or what's
Ivanka.
Ivanka's makeup artist because she's coming out looking like Sid the Sloth from fucking Ice Age. And oh man, the comparison of the two pictures, I was just like, that's just too
pretty
fucking
spot
good.
on.
Yeah, it's sometimes people are fucking hilarious as shit with them memes or maymays or whatever the hell you want to call them.
They're like the greatest thing that the internet ever created. Except you get some really shitty ones like Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Well, no, the greatest thing the internet has ever created, by far, porn.
Oh, porn.
Well, internet didn't create it; it just made it better.
Well, it's the same way with the VHS tape. It was between Betamax and VHS, and porn was easier to produce on VHS. So, boom.
Did you say beta fap?
Beta fap. I mean, it pushes technology now. I mean, I've heard of the VR porn, which you can bet your sorry ass I'm going to look into at some point.
Have you seen the shit they're developing in Japan? I don't know if they haven't released it, but they're developing it. It's the virtual reality. So you got your headset, of course, like the regular virtual reality. And then you got this contraption that wraps around your hip.
Yeah.
And it has a contraption that like kind of jerks you off or sucks you off or whatever you want to say. And then attached to that part is like a pole, and on that pole around here where your chest is silicone tits.
Oh no!
No fucking lie, silicone fucking tits, and of course in Japan it's gonna be hentai they're looking at and whatnot. But I was watching that, and the dude who was using it was liking it. Let's just say that he really thought it was a woman. So hey, if it's good enough for him, it's about good enough for me, right? Because he was like.
It's an audio podcast, so you should really see what he was doing. It was it was pretty.
Yeah,
funny.
I was fondling air tits and rolling my eyes in the back of my head,
getting all Homer Simpson.
Okay. No,
we're one step closer to the sex bots, and then women are as we know it, they're totally obsolete.
Well, the sperm clinics in Japan, I believe, too. Japan's just so fucking technologically advanced. It's just amazing. Well, that's why I want to go there. But with the sperm clinics, they have a little machine that jerks you off for you.
Oh, man.
And it adjusts to your height, and it has different speeds. And I'm watching that fucking thing go from, like, slow to the highest speed. And the highest speed's like, ow.
They're really milking you there.
It's like do 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 do, and then it's like just one sound. It doesn't even sound.
And there's a scoreboard over the door with your see what your high score is. Oh man, I got over 9,000. There we go.
There
we
nice
go.
Dragon Ball Z.
I had to drop that.
Oh my gosh. What would be the scoreboard? The person who could finish the fastest, or the person who finished?
Probably who
lasted
dumps out the
longer?
most sperm because it's a
Oh,
sperm
yeah,
bank,
right.
so it's a volume business.
You gotta cup the balls.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
And the technology's feasible because Asians have small dicks, so it's pretty compact.
Actually, there was a study. It wasn't recently, but it was a while ago. I probably saw it on this TV show. You probably remember it, Mansers.
Yeah, Mansers. So I miss Mansers.
One of the studies was that it's not Japanese or any of the Asians that. Well, I guess they're technically Asians, because they're in Asia. The ones with the smallest wieners are Indians, Hindus.
Hindus?
Yeah, because they had to actually manufacture smaller condoms. Yeah, no fucking lie. They had to manufacture smaller condoms for them in India.
Instead of magnums, they got minimums. And you can see the rib condoms have like finger-sized ribs because to help bolster the size and the sensation.
It's and the cock rings are like super microscopic. There, you need like two people to fucking help it pull it open all over your dick and shit.
Well, they just pull out gaskets from like little machinery and they just wrap that around their shit.
Or a zip tie.
Well, you ever wonder too? You see all these different like sex lubes and shit out there with all these different sensations and stuff. You ever wonder like what kind of product testing does this shit go through?
Well, in India, I bet they have curry.
They have curry.
Tastes good, but burns like a motherfucker.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Oh my god. Could you imagine? It's like just pounding her with that curry lube, and she's like, "Oh, something smells good."
She's like, "Okay, you got to get out and finish because it's just way too hot for me."
He's like, "Oh, I'm that great," and it's like, "No, not the lube.
No.
The lube. Sorry, not you. Sorry. Let me rephrase." Oh my gosh.
And then the guy, pulls out, gets down there and starts lapping it up, getting curry tasted vag.
You got the spicy kind. What the hell? I told you I can't take that. I wanted mild. Speaking of lube, I saw on the internet that they have anti-flammable lube. Like, how is that even necessary? Like, somebody really fucks so fucking fast that they really start smoking.
They start smoking, or maybe it's like somebody down the road thought, you know what? In order to stop all these STDs, I'm just gonna just like you do with like a needle when you want to pop a zit or some shit. You fucking heat that bitch up before you stick it in. So you go in with some hot wiener, fucking. That's how you tell when she's wet, because if she's not, she's screaming like crazy. But if she is, you get that nice little sizzle, like a nice steak.
Medium rare or well done? Well done.
And of course, you got to worry about, pubes catching on fire. That's probably why shaving took over, so you wouldn't have to worry about frying your shit.
I can't shave. You can barely get me to trim, but I cannot shave. And this probably goes for a lot of men out there, but I just cannot. It itches. It's like, and sometimes, I don't know about you or any other dudes or women out there, but when I shave, sometimes I get razor bumps down there, and it's just fucking horrible, and it makes it look disgusting with those razor bumps.
Just get looser pants, and they won't feel like sandpaper all the time. I had to do it when I had my vasectomy. That was interesting. Man, just laying there and letting some nurse fondle your shit. It's like the situation you kind of dream of, like some chick playing with your junk, but then you're like, oh, wait.
It's a
nurse, and they're going to cut into my nut sack here in a few minutes, and they're putting that bacitracin shit all over you. I'm like,
bacitracin.
Or whatever that fucking...
The anti
and I might even have the wrong name. Somebody's going to be like, no, you're fucking stupid. And I'm like, dude, like, I didn't really research this shit.
Yeah.
I went in balls deep to my vasectomy. No pun intended.
I go Myles Dheep.
The only worst part of it was just as they're doing the procedure and they're pulling on the tubes, that fucking, you could feel that, and it's like, God damn.
Is that the worst part? The pulling, not the clipping?
It felt like I was getting kicked in the balls.
Ugh.
I was like, God damn, man.
That's one reason why I want to take the vasectomy.
Yeah, but then that means no more kids.
I know. And there's one reason why I want to take a vasectomy, because I want like 20 kids.
Dude, your one son's a pain in the ass enough as it is.
Yeah, I know.
Multiply that by 20.
Yeah, I know. And I know today I had a pretty much fucking shit fit with him today, but, I got over it. And I'll get over it 20 times more.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a handsome little homo, so that's good.
Yeah, he looks like me. That's why.
Sachets like you too. Like I realized you're not. It's like you're not a homo. You're just trying to protect your asshole from getting fucked. So you walk with your butt cheeks closed, just because you're that little extra protection.
Yeah.
Because apparently homosexuals can just buy pants within a second, just and they're in.
Oh yeah.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, Angel flew over. No, there's the ums again. Speaking of vasectomies, I think I've told you about this. They have a kind of a switch they put on your tubes down in your nuts, and you can flip it on and off. And you just go to the doctor, and they flip it on for you and off for you.
Oh, nice.
And I always thought about it. I was like, I wonder how the trials were, and they had to fucking make it where it wouldn't go off and on during sex.
Oh yeah.
Or like, what if your woman's like a little kinky and she likes sucking on the nut sack?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I heard a click. Are you okay? I heard a click.
Yeah, I like to see that.
The guy's all like, nope, but expect a bigger load.
The pre-sex checklist. Okay, we got the condom on. We got the testes turned off. All right, we're ready to go. She's lubed up.
And no, I'm not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, spit on the hand.
If it don't fit, spit.
Get everything primed. Which apparently isn't really, from what I hear from porn stars, it's not really that effective of a lubricant. But it just looks cool.
What,
like
fluffing?
No, the spitting on your hand.
Oh, no, it's not.
But I mean, it's a good visual in the movies,
Oh, yeah,
you sit
it
there,
is.
the guy just like, and then fucking rubs that shit on and goes to town.
When you said that, it reminded me of fucking Clerks 2 when he was fucking the donkey. And that spit was just like,
well, he
disgusting.
like drank like orange juice. He really wanted to loogie that shit up.
Oh, yeah?
And that was the best part of the whole sequence because you just see him just fucking hawk that in his hand and you're like, yeah.
It's called interspecies erotica.
Yeah. All right, speaking of fucking wieners, I saw this at a restaurant. I was eating and they had a TV and it was on some news program. And this the newscaster, because apparently there's not enough interesting shit on the planet to talk about, he asked one simple question and it really got me thinking. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich? I would say so. It's meat between two buns. It's an alternative
Well,
sandwich.
you know what? If a sub's considered a sandwich, then yeah, I would say a hot dog's considered a sandwich. If a sub's considered a sandwich, yeah, I would consider it because you know what? The sub's kind of basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Except
the subs have real meat in them.
Yeah, not all just the leftover shit.
Yeah, you're eating the assholes and
The
cocks
lips and the fucking hooves
of the pig. So
Yeah,
it really is a wiener.
Or in my case, the fucking chicken because I don't look at the product before I buy it.
Well, shit, nobody looks at the product before you buy it. If we did, then nobody would eat anything.
Right.
What the hell is Red Dye 5? What is Red Dye 1 through 4? What does that shit do?
Right. Like, what was it? I can't remember how the conversation started. But speaking of colors, my girl was all like, I don't understand when it says red dye red and red dye blue and it's purple. And I just facepalm right there. I was like, you need to go back to elementary
You gotta
school.
learn your color wheel, goddammit.
It's like, oh my goodness. It's like next you're going to ask me how 2 + 2 = 4.
Because it just does.
It just
It's
does.
the magic of mathematics.
Why is the rainbow colorful? Why are boobs good? It just,
It just is. Joe Dirt.
How does the posi tractor on my Plymouth work?
Well, there's an actual explanation for that. Something with gears and whatnot. I'm not
I'm not a mechanic, so I'm
yeah,
not going to try to explain
not
that.
mechanically inclined. That's why I ride a bicycle. That way,
And you're still paranoid to ride that shit.
yeah. It was funny. The other day, I was pushing the kids in the stroller, And I guess my paranoia is starting to rub off on the little ones because we hit a bump and my daughter, without missing a beat, turns around and she's like, "Dad, we didn't hit anything. You can calm down." I'm like, "Oh, you little bitch."
Well,
Stop messing with my mental illness.
To save time, they don't wait for you to ask. They just like every bump, all 3 of those, 4 of those, 5 of those, how many there were, we didn't hit anything.
Well, maybe they just got so tired of putting up with the stupid shit. They're like, we're going to get on top of this real quick, nip it in the bud, and get on with our lives. Which, to them, is basically begging me for everything from ice cream and soda to whatever. Or can we play Pokemon? I don't have Pokemon on my phone.
You spoil those kids, I'll tell you what.
Well, I mean, everybody spoils their kids to a certain degree. I mean, hell, you want your kids just to be fucking quiet. So if giving them some candy will get them quiet, then... Or get them out the store so you can get back to doing what you're doing. Why don't you just pull the fucking microphone out?
And hold it?
Yeah, I mean, since it seems to be acting like a bitch.
Actually, I could do that.
Dude, you're leaning over so much you look like you're about ready to fucking eat that cock.
Well, just practicing.
Just
For one of those days when this job at Fry's don't work.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
You ever seen Sausage Party yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh
I
my
need
God,
to.
they talk about just touching the tip. Oh my God, you need to watch it.
My daughters
it's
are
on
like,
Netflix now.
Oh, my daughters are like, we want to watch that movie. I'm like, oh,
No,
I'm not quite sure on that one.
That's a movie. Maybe you can probably watch it if you don't mind it with the cuss words, which you don't mind.
Oh.
But when it gets towards the end, shut it off.
It gets a little...
Trust me, it goes from PG-13 to fucking holy shit. What did I just watch?
Oh, now I have to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's fucking hilarious. It's ridiculous. But it's great.
Speaking of Netflix, have you heard of this thing that people are getting bent out of shape about? Netflix cheating. That's when, like, you and your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, your better half, are watching a show on Netflix, and they go to work or something, and you start watching episodes ahead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you start cheating. I'm like, I'm a Netflix cheater. I freely admit that, and I have no shame about it.
Well, I browse through Netflix like crazy because me and my girl usually have to watch the same shows, and thankfully I can browse anime all day, all day, all night. And she doesn't watch that, except I've gotten her to a couple, Death Note, yada yada yada.
Well, anime is one of those things. Either you like it or you don't.
Yeah, well, people have such a negative outlook on it. They're like, it's a cartoon, it's for kids. No, trust me.
Yeah, you should see some of the Japanese cartoons I've seen.
Well, hentai is different from anime, and okay, Segoya. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately the question, like, I'll take the question of like, how can you jerk off to a cartoon? Like, okay, that's a fair question, but you can.
But you can.
And it works just as well.
Honestly, it's like, hey, if you could jerk off to just any tits online,
yeah,
good for you.
Dude, back in my day, it was scrambled porn. You'd watch Cinemax at night, and it's scrambled, and you're like, I think I see a boob.
Oh, dude,
I
remember fucking watching this fuzzy TVs on channel 22, Cinemax. Oh my God, there was no sound. No matter how high I turned it. I mean, sometimes there was sound, but it wasn't the sound of the fucking video. It was
because you had to keep, yeah.
But I remember Cinemax, and that was actually my first porn experience. Was the Cinemax and Nudie Mags.
Yeah.
And I knew about Nudie Mags because I've seen a couple of Playboys, and I don't know the tamer version of Hustler, I guess you could say.
That would be Penthouse. Back in the day.
Okay, Penthouse. And well, I knew about those, and then about late junior high-ish, early high school, my friend takes me to his house and shows me his dad's porn stash. And I used to have a stash of comic books. Actually, you're the one who gave them to me, and they all got stolen. And you remember how big that was?
Yeah,
right?
it was a big stash of comics.
This guy's stash of porn mags put that to shame.
Oh, shit.
Like a motherfucker. Like so he had the regular shit, Hustler, Penthouse, Playboy. And he had it all organized too, most of the time, except when company came over and spent too much time in the bathroom.
Dude, I don't want my pages stuck, dude. Knock that shit off. You're a guest, god damn it. And when you're done, clean up.
Yeah.
So I can go in there and disinfect, god damn it.
But there was ones where that opened my mind because I was like, holy shit, there's some shit people are really into. Like there was one like woman pissing into a cup and pouring it all over her body. And of course, this is a magazine, so one page is her pissing on the cup, next page is her pouring it on the body.
Oh yeah, you got to build up to the golden shower.
Yeah. And there's one where like it's disgusting. There's one like they actually had a website and it's called Cake Farts, where a woman sits on a cake and farts. Yeah, I think it's called Cake Farts or something around there. And there was one in the magazine. A woman sat on it, and it literally showed the next part where she farts the cake out of her ass, like the picture of
Wow,
like yeah. It was. I was like,
That's
what
some
the
good shutter
fuck?
speed on that camera.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, I mean, hey, you gotta be to be a professional pornographer, right? Photographer.
Just like cake farts. That's just so fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I
dude,
love
it's
that.
people are into the weirdest things, like, you know, fucking whether it be like pee and shit or like, you know, chicks with dicks, which there's no such thing. It's men's with tits. For you guys out there who watch chicks with dicks, it's men with tits. Get it right, okay? Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what?
I just destroyed your
oh my
world.
God. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, you probably will find that rare woman with, you know, a huge clitoris and it looks like
yeah.
China. You know.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But you know, it's you won't find that chicks with dicks unless it's a cartoon, a hentai, I guess, whatever. But yeah, no,
I
it's
just imagine
men with
some,
tits.
some
Sorry.
just like jack chick like pegging some dude in the ass, and then she's like just struggling, like fucking pumping those muscles up to just show off the body, and the guy's like all crying, and
Doing the
shit.
tit shake and shit.
Yeah.
Take it, little man. Take it.
Yeah, they have the deep voice. You know, steroids. That's one of the things it does to you.
Well, hey, I mean, steroids also enlarge the
Yeah,
clitoris
true.
too. So maybe she's rubbing her clit against his asshole or something.
Fucking the size of a pinky. She has to move it to the side so she can piss, so she doesn't cover it all in piss.
So she shudders every time she pisses.
Oh,
You know. Oh gosh, that's probably why when you see a orcish woman portrayed in a TV show or a movie, they always have those deep voices like fucking muscle women have.
Yeah.
Probably because their clits are huge.
yeah, but see, the funny thing is, China didn't have that. She had a girly voice.
She had a nasally, girly voice, which made me think it was probably fake.
Yeah, it could be.
Because anybody can do that kind of voice.
True. Well, no, I can't.
I just talk through your nose, and you. I'll teach you one of these days.
Yeah, I need to improve my my impression
Yeah.
repertoire because I'm kind of running low. I got Stacy, and then I'm working on a damn guy. I don't know how good it is, but I'm working on it. Go up to McDonald's with the deaf voice. I'm not yet a sidewalk tank.
I would
I
like
can't
10
hear you.
spicy chickens, a large drink, a large fry, and make it dappy.
And then, and then when she says, "Okay, that would be so and so on the order,"
What?
that would be so on the order.
What?
That would be so and so on the order. Fucking asshole.
Have you
I
had-
heard that.
Well, I mean, we were talking about it, and the gag being, I have a, twin brother. We'd make the joke I have a twin brother with Down syndrome. That's where Stacy comes from. We could always say I was triplets, and the deaf guy's Tracy. Or you could even go further and be like, well, there was quadruplets.
And Macy.
Macy, and he's blind, so he sounds pretty much like me.
Well, then you got what would be Tracy, Macy, Stacy, Casey.
Yeah, there's not much out there that really
Ah,
that you
man,
can really play off of
I can't
like that.
Casey with the C.
Wacy.
Casey with the C, and he's mute.
He's mute.
So he sounds like this.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Good thought,
yeah.
Mason.
If you didn't
Or Casey
see
with this C.
Yeah. I mean, good thing about this though is we won't get any verbal complaints from mutes, and also we probably won't get any complaints at all from deaf people because who listens to podcasts when you're deaf?
There's not enough emojis to cover sign language. That's when you get the retarded deaf guy because it's like, dude, you can just type in letters. No, I really want to use my sign language. Wow, I kind of did that. Now I'm channeling the male version of Helen Keller.
One.
It's all binary.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot.
But yeah, Netflix cheating. Like, I'll put it this way: if your relationship is at the point where your better half is losing their shit because you're 5 episodes ahead on The Flash, I think you might need to rethink some things.
I like how you said The Flash because that's exactly what I Netflix cheated on with my girlfriend. With.
Oh, now we're all on confessionals. I did that with The Walking Dead because my old lady's religious about it. If she misses like the last 10 minutes, she won't see any further episodes until she catches up on that 10 minutes. And I'm just like,
Sometimes it matters though.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna watch ahead.
Yo.
I mean, I don't really watch a lot of TV outside of documentaries and comic book movies. That's about it for Casey.
Well, most of the time I will wait, but if she's for some reason just not into the TV show and I really want to fucking watch it, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell her and be like, hey, I'm sorry, but fuck you, I'm watching it.
Sorry, we had a little kiddo interruption here. They're still kind of floating around. They're passing out one by one.
The funny thing is my kid was one of the quieter ones.
Yeah, I know. Go figure. The toddler's fucking dead silent.
He's not even a toddler yet. He looks like one. He's not even a fucking toddler yet. He's big enough to be one.
He's fat as fuck. He's faff.
Yeah, fat.
And he walks. He's got that sachet. He just throws those arms back and that chest out. He's just trying to present to everybody.
He's kind of like, it looks like kind of like a duck.
Yeah, waddle like a duck.
Yeah.
Waddle like a duck.
It'd be hilarious if he came out here right now, man. Started quacking or honking like a goose or something.
No, in some ways, in the ways that he might be kind of dumb and come out and be like woof woof. I'm like that's
Meow.
good. That's good. There's too many gay things in the house from a little homo to the gay wawa, because all he does is lays on his back with his fucking junk hanging out and he sniffs piss. So he's a gay wawa.
Yeah. Hey, but you're the one who usually wakes up next to those nuts, so.
Oh, dude, one time I did. One time I rolled over and I'm like, oh, Nesto's laying next to me. And I opened my eyes and bam! Fucking little chihuahua nuts in my face. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck, dude? It's like closed. I'm like almost like in that one. I forget what movie it is with Steve Martin, but the dog's laying like that, and he grabs a rubber band and fucking rubber bands the legs together, just so his shit. So he's like, I don't want to look at that crap.
Oh man, who wouldn't want to?
And it's just like you got these just weird dog balls just like hanging out there. It's like, dude, have some self-respect. It's not like there's any bitches around here that are fucking checking you out.
Hey, it's comfortable for him.
Oh, dude, that dog could sleep on anything.
Yeah, he sleeps in your clothes.
He crawls into my clean clothes basket and lays in there.
It's probably because it's warm, fresh out of the dryer.
He could sleep on a cinder block and be happy.
I wish I could sleep on a cylinder block and be happy.
I know.
I can't get any sleep at all
That's
recently.
a gift. You just to be able to fucking just lay down and hell, I'm to the point now where I'm almost sleeping without a pillow. I mean, my pillow is so thin, it might as well just be the fucking mattress.
Which, by the way, cool little tip is wash it, and then once you dry it, put it out in the sun for like a couple hours, and it'll fluff back up because it gets rid of all the moisture in it.
Oh, nice. Sorry, another little awkward silence there. The little homo's just grabbing anything he can get his hands on.
Yeah, he fucking took a drink of my fucking energy drink earlier, so he's fucking bouncing off the walls. Quietly at that, but he's bouncing.
Maybe that's the trick. Just fucking hop him up on caffeine and he'll just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
His body's so stimulated, his mouth can't function.
I'm waiting for that point right before he hits the crash, and he's just gonna yell, and then boom, hits his head and just falls asleep.
Yeah, my daughter was playing with him, and he rubs his eyes for just once, and she's like, "Oh, rubbing his eyes. It's time for bed." I'm like, "It doesn't quite work like that, kiddo."
Yeah, I came back and I was like, "What? Why is he in bed? It's fucking 5 o'clock." I was like, a little late for a nap, too early to go to bed.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part of having a newborn or just a little baby. It's just dealing with the sleep. I mean, you can baby-proof the house. You can get them on a feeding schedule just fine. Diapers are, they're diapers. You just got to deal with it. But the sleep is the hardest thing. Because most of the time when he passes out, you're in no fucking shape to want to pass out. Unless you're really super fucking tired.
Yeah.
But I never was. I was always ready to go when he passed out.
Yeah, that's what my girl says. She's like, "Hey, when he takes a nap, why don't you take a nap?" And I was like, "I can't fall asleep that fast."
Yeah.
It literally takes me an hour or two, even when I'm tired, to fall asleep. Unless I'm like been up for days and fucking smoked a shit ton of whatever.
And it's, especially...
And like, maybe drunk, and I'll probably pass out pretty fast. But, I think I have, I probably have like sleep apnea or insomnia or something because I just can't fall asleep. But it's okay.
Well, it's also, too, when the kid's asleep, that's the perfect time to get some butt stuff in. It's like, oh, shit, the kid's asleep, so let's like, turn on the baby monitor, go to the other room, and let's fucking get some shit out. I mean, I know I'll go in 3 minutes, so I think we got that enough time for him to, he'll sleep that long. Just go in there and look at it. I don't care. Just look at it.
Just look at it.
I'll keep my ear out for make sure he's not awake. Just look at it. Well, yeah, eventually they get older and then they have their sleep schedule, and then you're still going to be bitching because you're not getting enough sleep.
No, till they turn, I would say, teenagers, you're not going to get any sleep.
No, I don't get any sleep.
Yeah, yours is what, 8 and 5, 8 and 6.
Yeah,
and they're loud as shit. And then with having a baby / toddler, it's not that they're just being loud. They grab fucking anything remotely small enough to fit in their mouth, and they put it in their mouth. And you gotta be fucking quick. Oh, it's quiet. Oh, shit, they're eating something they're not supposed to be. Or, oh, shit, they're breaking something
well, it's like the universal law. Like the noise factor is magnified by the number of kids you have. It just seems like whenever, either one of my daughters are by themselves, they're perfectly quiet and fine. But the moment you bring another kid into the picture, the noise level goes up. Bring another kid, even more. And it's just like, they're like little fucking demons. Little noisy fucking pain in the ass demons that just like make you pull your hair out.
That's why I applaud preschooler teachers and kindergarten teachers and any elementary school teachers at that.
Especially the kindergarten teacher for my fucking 6-year-old, because she is one mean little bitch.
Oh, yeah.
She's we call her Smeagol, and it's for good reason, because I'm waiting for the day when she bites some kid's finger off.
Yeah, no, no matter how many times I tell her, I'm like, go ahead and punch me, but don't punch me in the nuts. So every time she goes in to punch me, where does she punch me? In my tenders.
Yeah, one time we, after Seabass and I did one of the earlier podcasts, we were just sitting around chilling, and he fucking beans him in the dome with a shoe. I think, and then he was like, then he politely was like, I think I'm going to go home. I'm like, it's probably best.
That's probably why he doesn't come over anymore. He's scared of your kid.
Yeah, he's scared that Andy's going to fuck him up. She's just going to fucking...
You're going to invite him over one of these days, and he's like, are your kids going to be there?
Yeah.
One of them? Which one? Which one?
I'm like, the older one. He's like, okay, I'm over, dude.
Okay.
I'll bring some beer.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, no, it's the little one. He's like,
I have a
my
flat
knee.
tire.
Yeah, I've got a flat tire. My knee hurts.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I got some fat chick I'm trying to fucking tag.
Hey, fat chicks are like scooters. They're fun to ride, but you don't want your friends seeing you riding them.
It's a spectrum. Everybody says I'm a chubby chaser, but it's a spectrum.
Hey, if you're a chubby chaser, then
Dude, that means
she's a dork chaser.
It's in the world of the average dude, and I'm a little less than average because I'm a dork. You got to play the numbers game. You can't be aiming for 10s because your pool of chicks to take the pound town is very limited. You open that shit up, get to 5s, you got a lot more to work with. Get down to 3. Now then, it's really.
Well, I mean, shit, dude. If you want to bang if you want to bang a 10, just bang a 3, a 2, and a 5.
Yeah, yeah. That's how you do it. You get the 3-way or the 4-way going. Yeah. They all added up.
Yeah, exactly.
I got myself a 15 the other day.
How the fuck did you do that? Oh, well, I had a 5, a 3, a 2, and I think another 5.
And then you add in toys, so now you've got X and Y to throw in there, and then the sex math gets a little hard.
Yeah, no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, could you imagine if like it's like, yeah, I banged a 9 today. It was 2 4s and a 1. What the fuck is a 1? Well, she's mentally disabled in a wheelchair. And the only thing she could say was hamburger. I'm pretty sure she was asking for my cock, though.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
It looks like a little less than your average roll of hamburger, so I figure it works. Yeah. It's a little fatty, little chubby, not very long, but that was a weak joke. I'm gonna go kick my own ass after I'm done with this. All right, well, moving on. Let's get into some fucking geek junk.
Geek junk.
And there's only really one thing I want to talk about, and that's the Doctor Strange.
I love that movie.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the only complaint
awesome.
I had about that.
Oh, there's a little gay homo. Give us a moment. All right, sorry about that, guys. We had a little kiddo interruption. We had to go feed him some fucking chicken nuggets.
I know. As soon as when I was praising him for being so fucking quiet.
Yeah, he comes out and he's all like, "Daddy, I want your fucking chicken nuggets."
Get your home.
Oh, there he is again.
Well, I mean, they're all playing together, so I'm surprised they're doing it quietly.
Yeah, all 3 of them in my room, and they're quiet.
Oh, here he comes. But so yeah, Doctor Strange was I really liked it. I didn't quite know how the whole mystic element of the Marvel universe will come out. How it would come into play, and it was really good. Very impressed, very pleased.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Cumberbatch is like, there was no question about that. Just like when you hear them casting him as Doctor Strange, you're like, oh, okay. There's $1 billion in revenue right there.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I really don't care who they cast as whoever, as long as they do a good job.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect oh man, what's his name? Fucking the guy who plays Thor. I didn't expect him to do such a good job being Thor. And then when you go back, you remember that, holy shit, he was the Human Torch as well.
No, that was Captain America. That was Chris Evans.
You're right.
Dude,
I'm totally off.
Get the
Totally
fuck
off.
away from my fucking table.
I'm totally off. Totally off. You're right. Yeah, well, okay, so that's who I meant. Chris Evans, Captain America. You didn't think he'd be such a great Captain America because you've seen him playing the fucking Human Torch. And those are 2 different roles because one's a fucking punk and the other one's kind of like a goody-goody two-shoe.
Yeah, my other half's always like, why are these guys always playing different characters? Like, it's all about movie studios, and just sit there and eat your popcorn and enjoy it.
Well, shit, fucking Ryan Reynolds played fucking Deadpool twice.
Yeah, they're both owned by Fox. So it's not quite that different, but I get what you mean, though.
Oh, yeah, but
And
one
he was
was
Green
a
Lantern.
yeah, that's why he said he didn't want his super suit to be animated.
Yeah.
I thought that was just too funny.
That movie's still good, even after repeated viewings. But, yeah, I mean, especially, like, the way they presented the magic, how they, create their own weapons. Even the Eye of Agamotto. The cape, oh, my God. That cape is like a star by itself.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think the Eye was my favorite because it could turn back time. I think that was just awesome.
And then of course they dropped the hint. Oh, it's an Infinity Stone. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's the time one. Not sure where we're at. I think I'm trying to think about. I don't remember which ones we've seen. I mean, obviously there's 6. The Soul Gem is.
Well, we saw the one
on the Vision.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Guardians.
But I don't know which one that is.
I don't know either.
Obviously, we know the green one is Time because they told us. Well, we can kind of figure that out.
Yeah.
The Soul Gem is what was in Loki's
Staff,
scepter.
or
Yeah.
scepter.
And it's on the Vision's head. So with 2 down. But which one's power and this? Oh fuck! I can't even remember all their names, man. I'm totally failing on my.
Hey,
my geek
don't
knowledge
worry about it.
roll.
I just fucked up Chris Evans. I thought he was Thor for a second. My bad.
Now I'm gonna have to sit there and fucking get on Wikipedia, be like, okay, which one is what? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, no. That's a good question. That's just like trying to figure out all of the fucking factions. I'm going DC here. All the factions of Green Lantern. I could probably name 4 on the top of my head, but I know there's like several more.
Oh, obviously there's 7 because there's 7 different colors in the rainbow. Green.
Well, there's a black and white one too, though.
Well, okay, so black is death.
White is life.
Yeah. Gold is Erebus, so that's greed, or orange is greed. Greed. There, I'm thinking. Green is will.
Yellow
is fear.
Red is blood or
Rage.
But I keep saying blood because they replace their blood with the power.
There's a lot of blood motifs in imagery in the comics. There's blue, violet, and indigo. So violet's love. Indigo, it's either hope. There's hope and compassion. So I'm thinking blue is hope and compassion would be indigo.
You're gonna have to look it up later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
About it.
Oh yeah, That's gonna drive me nuts for the rest of the night.
Well, or okay, if you want to do that, it's like okay, then let's count how many fucking aliens there are in the DC universe and how many there are in the
shit
Marvel universe.
Dude, the moment you hit the Legion of Superheroes, it's gone because there's like over. Oh my, yeah. That's a rabbit hole you're probably never gonna get out of.
In the DC, I could probably name maybe a handful: Superman, Supergirl, Martian Manhunter. Also, his sidekick, the Martian Meg. His cousin or daughter or no,
Ms. Martian.
Niece. I think it's his niece. And then who else? You even got ones from the fucking future, like man, what's his name? Booster Gold.
He's human.
No, from the future. He's from the future.
You mean few characters who come from the future.
You got people from different dimensions.
Just like the Legion of Superheroes,
Yeah, you got people from different dimensions. You got people from fucking, different fucking time, different areas.
Shit, it's like just trying to figure out how many, what all, what's the breakdown of the 52 different universes in the multiverse? Like which one, what characters belong to what? Man, fucking comics really, they know how to fucking make things complicated.
Well, that's how they get you hooked.
Well, I mean, that's perpetually, comics are always a second act. It's just the second act that goes on for 75 years because the last act, it's when the character dies or retires, and the first act is always the origin. So it's perpetually that second act.
Yep.
Did you hear Captain America now is an agent of Hydra?
You shitting me?
Yep, that's their big move. I haven't read anything into it, so I can't really speak to great length about it. But yeah, Captain America, agent of Hydra. Go figure.
What do you think it is? Brainwash? They have something on him. I mean, I doubt it.
It could be legitimate. He could just be like, well, I see the way shit's going, so I'm going with them.
Hydra, though. No, that's...
Well, I mean...
what if Hydra is different now?
Well, think about it. Captain America was assassinated, and then he came back to life, and... Well, before he came back to life, Bucky was Captain America, and then Falcon was... it got really, really kind of twisty there.
Just a little bit.
Well, I mean, they've got all this great Hydra publicity from all the Marvel movies and whatnot, so let's bring them back in a big, bad way. And what's bigger and badder than having Captain America be the ultimate traitor?
That's like with the... I know, it comparison, you can... beat me up later for it, but that's like with the new fucking Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Dom's the traitor.
Well, I mean, oddly enough, I was always curious as to where you go. I mean, let's face it, Paul Walker dying really threw a fucking monkey wrench into that goddamn franchise. So it's like, where do you go? Because I mean, even my better half, who loves those movies, she's like, I don't know if I even want to go see it.
Yeah. Well, it's you know why? It's because Paul Walker ain't in it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, I mean, shit, at that last moment when they're doing
like,
his little send-off, she always starts fucking bawling.
With Walking Dead, if Daryl were to die, she's not going to watch it anymore. Guarantee you.
True.
Guarantee you. Of course, she liked Glenn. Or was that my girl? I can't remember. But, you know, for some fucking reason, I do not know why, these women go nuts over Daryl. Fucking
I know, he's
nuts.
the sweaty rednecky looking dude.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, Jesus Christ, we took a step back.
It's like
again.
we're trying way too hard. Let's just fucking get all grimy and
Right. I just got to learn how to shoot a crossbow.
without shooting ourselves in the foot.
I got to be the strong, silent type. Oh, wait, too late.
Oh, but you know very well I enjoy watching the reaction videos to The Walking Dead. I mean, it's just nice to see people fucking geek out to such a degree that, like, I mean, they're screaming out loud in these videos like I'm screaming on the inside. It's like, oh, cool. Like, I'm not alone in this fucking world. There's people that dig this shit just as much as I do.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that season, everybody's like, it's too violent. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, a few seasons back, we had them tied up in front of troughs, and they were getting domed in the head with a baseball bat, throats cut, and bled out. I think the violence levels pretty much stayed the same.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. They fucking go ballistic because they see two people get fucking bashed in and whatnot. But they didn't go ballistic when Noah, the one guy who didn't last a whole fucking season.
Oh, yeah,
fucking,
got torn apart.
Yeah, his face torn the fuck apart. And that was probably by far still one of the most gruesome scenes I've seen, honestly, because it was gnarly. I was like, you know, slow clap on that. You know, I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Well,
and that aired on AMC. Holy shit.
Dude, I'll be honest, at the end of that season premiere, I was kind of thinking to myself, oh, no, I'm kind of digging this Negan dude. He's charming as fuck. He's got my sense of humor.
Dry. Yeah,
well, he fucking beats in, you know, Glenn's head, and he's like, oh, she's a vampire bat. like, that's good. You know, but that makes a good villain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't remember the actor's name, but...
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So you know he's also the father, Father Winchester in Supernatural. So when he gets possessed by the demon in one of the first episodes in the first season, he does this lip thing with his bottom lip. Mm-hmm. Like, that's his evilness.
Yeah.
And he does the same fucking thing for Negan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no. It's like, that's him portraying being evil.
I mean, his geek credit extends even further because he was the comedian in The Watchmen.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was. He was.
And I can't say it's a little known fact, but he was in Batman v Superman. He was Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, he was. And the mother was fucking Maggie. That's right.
Talk about, man, like, it's
first he takes her man, and then he becomes her man. Yeah.
The 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon really are getting tight in the comic book universe. I guess you can't really say Kevin Bacon, but, like, I don't know what the comic book movie equivalent to Kevin Bacon would be.
It's a good question.
And it's almost what the 6 degree. Well, actually, it would probably be Jeffrey Dean Morgan because he's been in a lot more, you know, comic-y shit that I can recall. So it's like the 6 degrees of Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Walking Dead and well, Supernatural was a TV show before it was a comic book.
Well, true. Well, I mean, it fits into that kind of nerdy realm.
I guess. Well, I mean, you watch fucking.
It works.
You
for
could
me.
be nerdy with everything. I tell this to everybody. I was like, you
car
can.
guys are nerdy as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
that's a yelp of happiness.
yeah, he loves them chicken nuggets.
Yeah, he's like, thanks, Daddy. But no, I
Why does he have a fucking southern accent? Are you trying to tell me something?
He's from the South. No, but like I say, you could be nerdy with fucking everything. I was like, I told my girl, and she was like, I'm not nerdy at all. And I was like, I was like, you and those makeup tutorials need to get the fuck out of here then. And I was like, because like seriously, you watch majority of the time when you're on YouTube is makeup tutorials. She's like, nuh-uh. I was like, if you can name more than 3 fucking people that do makeup tutorials, you're pretty nerdy about it. And she's like, oh, okay, Jeffree Star, Mandy Mua, da 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 da.
And I kind of feel that shit.
And I unfortunately, because we shared one TV.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah,
and she likes watching YouTube on the TV. I had to, fucking listen to it at least.
I can't knock you because I used to watch Heart of Dixie and Devious Housemaids. So, or Devious Maids, not Devious Housemaids, Devious Maids. So I can't complain. I have my guilty pleasures too.
Well, the funny thing is most of her fucking makeup tutorial people she watches are like gay guys. And after a while,
well, that's why she's with you.
I don't talk. That's why.
Oh shit, man, that was a perfect roast thing. Like his old lady watches so many fucking gay makeup artists. It explains a lot. Then why do you look so fucking ugly?
That's just how I came out. Because my face was smushed. When my mother was pushing me out, she was squeezing and pushing. So like, I came out like a spaghetti string.
Yep.
No, but I say you could be nerdy with anything. You could be like you said, car guys could be nerdy. You could be nerdy about a TV show, or makeup videos. You could be nerdy about couponing.
Yeah. Oh.
I've seen people take that to a whole nother level. Do
you really need 20 bottles of swab? Are you fucking serious?
Well, the cool thing about couponing is I was watching on a TV show. It was like an episode, and it was this person. He bought 4 or 5 baskets worth of stupid shit, but he actually made $5. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess profit is profit.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, you go ahead and sell the shit that you really don't need at the moment that is perishable,
Oh, I never even thought about
hot dogs and meat
resell.
and stuff. You go ahead and sell it for less than half the price because you technically got it for free anyways.
Yeah.
So you're no matter what, it's pure profit. I mean, of course, they're not going to show that on the TV because that'd be illegal.
Yeah.
But that's what I would do. I mean, if I made fucking $5 back thanks to couponing and I had a shit ton of fucking hamburger meat, if I couldn't fit it in my freezer, or if I had a shit ton of this and that and it's going to go bad in a couple weeks, I'd sell it for super cheap.
That makes me think of when I go into the store to use the copying machine to do character sheets for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just waiting for some old granny to come up to me with her little binder, be like, "Oh, so you're here for the awesome coupon, the buy one get one free double coupon on the shampoo?" I'm like, "No, I'm getting character sheets so I can fight imaginary dragons with my friends."
Oh, I like that band, Imagine Dragons.
Oh shit, that's right. I keep forgetting about
Radioactive. For the longest fucking time, I thought it said ready to rock, dude. because you probably guys are gonna hear it for next time you listen to it. But when he says radioactive, it sounds like ready to rock, dude. Ready to rock, dude.
What the fuck are you? You got whatever strain of weed you're smoking. You need to fucking get off that shit.
Oddly and sadly enough, I've been dry for quite a while, so I'm sober.
That's how you realize you had the fucking radioactive all ass backwards.
Yeah. Well, I was like. I asked somebody because I was working at a little fast food Mexican restaurant called Little Sombreros, which is a great Mexican restaurant, just expensive as fuck.
Is that what they call Mexican condoms? Little Sombreros? Because obviously they're not working.
They're like fishnet.
Dude, they fucking reproduce just as bad as cockroaches.
Oh, almost. Well, but the thing is that
we're not calling Mexicans cockroaches. We're gonna cut that. We're gonna knock that shit out right there.
Yeah, but you can kill a Mexican with a nuke.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was asking somebody at my work, and I was like, why the fuck do they call it radioactive? They never say that. And I was like, they say it in the fucking verse. And I was like, when? And it was like when they're saying radioactive.
You're like, what's a verse?
I was like,
oh, it's that part that repeats every minute.
And I was like, no, they're saying ready to rock, dude. And they're like, They just like looked at me like I was fucking retarded, which I guess at the time I was.
I'm just trying not to lose it. They're fucking
They're
funny.
just like, what the? You need to fucking get some hearing aids or something, buddy. But no, that's what I thought.
Fatty fucking not knowing what a song says.
Hey, so
Not knowing the lyrics to a song.
well, fuck. Have you heard of course you heard it. It's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song, Scar Tissue.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I thought it was with blood I shed, but it's with birds I share.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
and you probably look at
Well,
with
I'm
that face.
lyrically- I'm
You
lyrically
thought so too.
challenged, so I don't really hear too many lyrics.
Yeah, well,
I just hear melodies and
but
rhythms.
could you imagine people who fucking think it says one thing and they're like, oh, it speaks to me so much, and then they fucking go online and look up the lyrics and they're like, oh, that's the complete opposite of what I thought they were saying. That would be just too much.
Oh, it says my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Oh man, I had that totally weird.
I thought it was saying and a condom, hun. Put it in your bun.
Getting back to the hot dogs,
Yeah.
which are technically sandwiches,
Yeah.
at least by my book.
That, to be honest with you, they're sandwiches. They're sandwiches.
I think that's where we'll leave off. Fucking hot dogs are sandwiches.
Hot dogs are sandwiches.
So once again, welcome back to talking about our junk. I'm KC. With me is,
Myles Dheep.
if you want to get a hold of us, our Twitter is at talkingaboutjunk, and the email is talkingaboutjunkpod@gmail.com. So we'll see you guys next week, and we're back, bitches.
Whoop.